Can you tell me what the three basic requirements for combustion are? Yes, they are oxygen, heat above ignition temperature, and fuel. We have discussed about oxygen and heat in the previous videos. In this video, we will be learning about the third most important necessity, that is fuel. How do we define a fuel, by the way? In simple words, fuel can be defined as the chemical or a substance that undergoes a reaction to liberate energy in various forms. So what kind of substances can be used as fuels? All the articles which can be easily burned to release lots of heat and light can be included in this category. Can you name a few of them? Yes, the LPG that is used for cooking, the petrol and diesel used in vehicles, kerosene, oil, wood, and so many others can be added to the list. So do all these fuels give lots of energy on burning? Yes. So can we use them how we want to? Can we use wood for running automobiles and oil for burning the gas? Theoretically, we can, but we never do this. Can you guess the reason? One reason would be convenience. It's not really easy to add wood to your fuel tank, right? Clearly it's not. Hence, we will pick the fuel based on how convenient it is to use it. But more important than that is the reason why we're using these as fuels. Yes, I'm talking about liberation of energy. The amount of energy released will be completely different in each of the cases. So the choice of fuel also depends upon the requirement of energy. Cooking will definitely require lesser energy compared to driving a heavy vehicle. But wait a second. If we say that the amount of energy released is different, it means we can measure it. This also means that energy will have units. Do we know what units are used to measure energy? Well, the amount of heat liberated on complete combustion of 1 kilogram of any fuel is called as its calorific value. And this calorific value is expressed using the unit kilojoule per kilogram, abbreviated as kJ over kg. So if we talk in terms of efficiency, then which fuel will have the highest value? This one with more calorific value or a lesser one? Of course, the one with more calorific value. And why so? Because that will liberate more energy in the same amount compared to the other. Let me explain. If we take same amount of wood and LPG and heat them individually, then will the heat liberated be the same? No, heat liberated by 1 kg of wood is around 17 to 22,000 kilojoules. However, burning equivalent amount of LPG gives us 55,000 kilojoules of heat as energy. So doesn't that indicate that LPG is more efficient than wood as a fuel? Yes, it is. That means LPG can be used for every purpose as a substitute for wood, right? Think for a moment. Is it really so? LPG, that is liquefied petroleum gas, comes under the category of non-renewable sources. That means the probability of this getting depleted in the near future is quite high. Also, right from the extraction process to the post-combustion process, pollution of environment is bound to occur due to such compounds. And above all, it is very expensive compared to wood, right? So can we say that fuels like LPG cannot be always preferred? That's correct. Then which fuel can be considered as an ideal fuel? Unfortunately, no fuel can be considered as ideal. It just depends on how we want to use the fuel. However, we can define a good fuel in terms of a few properties. And what could these be? Some of the properties include, firstly, burning to release maximum amount of energy. But this should not leave undesirable and harmful compounds behind. After combustion, the remains should not be harmful in any way. Most importantly, the fuel should easily burn in the air. Can you think of other desirable properties? Yes, the fuel has to be easily available. Requirement of several complicated processes to extract fuels from the sources is a huge no-no. Not only in terms of money, but even the environment gets affected by such extraction processes. Hence, easy availability of the fuel is another important property. Lastly, the fuel has to be cost-effective. It needs to be affordable to the common man as well. However, obtaining all these desired characters in a single fuel is nearly impossible. Hence, we usually choose a fuel that best suits our requirements. Sometimes we may have to compromise on the availability or sometimes even the cost of the fuel. However, choosing a fuel completely depends upon the reason for which it's required. But one thing we need to keep in mind is the effect of these fuels on the environment. As discussed, extracting as well as burning the fuels leads to severe problems in the environment. Next, we will have a look at the various effects of burning fuel on the living world.